afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Ferris Center on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas as we bring you the Southland Conference Volleyball Tournament Championship. With Jenny McGee, I'm Lynn Rollins. Jenny, it's appropriate here that these top two teams meet for the tournament title. It's an all-Texas final here in Central Arkansas.
You're right, Lynn. Number 1, number 2 seed, you couldn't ask for anything better coming into the tournament. They both have played well so far, but they both have actually had a few challenges along the way. Our conference has been very well matched, evenly matched this year, so it's great to see both these two teams here.
There were only 3 conference losses between these two teams as we look at the starters first for UTSA, and it's Kelsey Jawasko who plays a marvelous libero position.
She does, Lynn. She's a senior libero. She's been here before. She's one of their team leaders, first team all-conference. Not only is she successful on the court, but off the court as well. She's one of the 10 finalists for the 2011 Low Senior Class Award this year.
Jenny, as we look at the Texas State starters, there are 4 members of this team on either the first or second team all-conference. However, Amber Calhoun is the one to watch. 3 times she's been an all-conference performer.
You're right, and this year she's Player of the Year. So great success for Amber, as we expected. She's a senior middle blocker, very powerful, and she's also one of their team leaders.
Well, Jenny, no team gets here without exceptional coaching, and we've got veterans on the sidelines this afternoon. They are household words in the Southland Conference volleyball annals.
You're right, Len. We'll start with Laura Groff at UTSA, going into her 10th season, coming off a 2010 Southland Conference Tournament Championship. We expect some great things from her squad today. And then also Karen Chisholm from Texas State, 32nd season. She's a very tenured coach here in the Southland Conference, and she's also Coach of the Year for the 2011 season.
So it's UTSA trying to defend its championship from a year ago against the top-seeded Texas State Bobcats. We come your way from Conway, Arkansas, and the first swings of the afternoon are next. The 2011 Southland Conference Volleyball Championship Tournament is presented by your local Toyota dealers. Visit us online at toyota.com. By State Farm Insurance, get your budget to a better state by calling a local State Farm agent or visit statefarm.com. By Jostens. Jostens is the official championship ring provider of the Southland Conference. Jostens, the ring of champions.
More precious than gold, silver, or even oil, it is the very foundation for life, and it's in short supply. Through Texas State University's River Systems Institute and doctoral programs, critical research is underway to ensure that future generations of Texans inherit freshwater resources that are carefully managed and environmentally sound. Texas State University, the rising star of Texas.
We are the University of Texas at San Antonio.
We are research and discovery,
education and sports.
We are global economies and the arts.
We are ideas, diversity, and culture.
We're the next big wave.
Cyber technology.
We are a community of scholars,
achievers and leaders.
We are passion and we are change.
We are roadrunners.
We are UTSA.
We are the University of Texas
at San Antonio.
We are the University of Texas at San Antonio.
Our goals at the beginning of the year were to go 16-0 and to win the conference regular season. That bubble was popped when we lost to Sam Houston State, and then of course, it came down to us being 13-1, and Texas State came to our place and beat us. So it's nice to have that opportunity again, and it's something that I tell the girls over and over again. Is sometimes you don't get second chances.
It's going to be a much quieter place. We've got maybe our standard 30 or 40. They've got 30 or 40. So, and that's what we talk to our players about. Don't expect the hype.
Welcome, everyone. We're just seconds away from the start of what should be a scintillating title game in the Southland Conference. With Jenny McGee, I'm Lynn Rollins. Let's put this in perspective a little bit. Texas State finished with a 15-1 record during the regular season. It had 15 consecutive conference victories after a season-opening loss to this same UTSA team. Now, UTSA started the year by winning 36 straight sets. Can you imagine that? En route to a 12-0 start in the Southland Conference. They lost to Sam Houston. They lost to Texas State in 2 of the last 4 matches. But Jenny, 15-1, 14-2, clearly the best 2 teams here during the regular season.
They are, Lynn, and talking about that 12-0 sweep for UTSA, that actually is a Southland Conference record this year, so that's been huge for them. But looking at the conference standings in the West Division, you can see where they match up against the other teams in that division, and clearly the 2 leaders. So not a surprise that we've got them in the championship match today.
Interestingly enough, here on a neutral court, this comes after they won on each other's court during the regular season, so home court advantage was not the case during the regular season between these teams.
Correct. And talking to Coach Chisholm before the match and looking at, clearly this year and in history of these 2 teams matching up, she felt that everything's out the window. There's just no really way to tell how this match is going to go. You've got 2 great squads that have played very well all year long, so I think it's going to be a really competitive match.
You talked about Coach Chisholm. It's remarkable that she has been with one team on the same sideline for more than 3 decades.
It's unbelievable, and obviously she received Coach of the Year award this year, so that's huge for her, but she's the 6th winningest active head coach in NCAA Division I currently with 740 wins, the longest tenured head coach at Texas State, and this is her 20th season with 20-plus wins. Just a great person, a great coach.
UTSA is in the dark uniforms. The Bobcats are wearing white. Texas State, the number 1 seed. UTSA, the number 2 seed. And we're just about set to go from the Ferris Center.
And speaking of the Ferris Center, Len, what a great facility. This is the first year for Central Arkansas to host the conference volleyball tournament, and they have just done an outstanding job. Their staff is incredible. Their facilities are magnificent. It's just been a really great experience for everyone here this week.
Kaylee McCorkadale will serve. Back set and a point for the Bobcats. So McCorkadale will serve again. 1-0. Texas State in white. Left-handed floating serve. Dug on the middle line. Too much power in the middle there from Calhoun. We talked about her in the opening. And Amber Calhoun at 6'1" out of Houston, Texas, will have some big swings at the net.
You will. First team all-conference, player of the year, as we talked about before. And it's really been a lot of the passing, too. Coach Chisholm talked about this, that she's been extremely impressed with their defense this year, and that's what's allowed them to open up the front row and give Amber those opportunities to put the ball down on the floor.
Elise Husky puts one away for the Roadrunners, the outside hitter, and she serves in a 2-1 game. Texas State now will go to 3-1.
And you saw that come off Mackenzie Adams' arms. Mackenzie Adams, let's talk about her really quickly. That's kind of odd for her to have that sort of a shank. She not only has just been so powerful in the front row, but back row, she's a great defensive player as well.
I think she got caught between trying to decide to let the ball go or hit it, and got caught in the middle. And another point as Melissa Toth, an outside hitter, a sophomore transfer from the University of Texas El Paso out of Phoenix, Arizona, scores the point for Texas State, off to a good start with a 4-1 advantage. Just too much power there on the front line as Brittany Malloy, a 6-foot junior out of San Antonio, puts one down.
And Brittany's second team all-conference this year as well, Len. So she's had a great season.
This is Jowasko serving. Jowasko could not keep it alive. Calhoun has 2 quick kills.
And once again, folks, be aware of really the passing has so much to do with the ability to put the ball up front wherever you want, and giving your hitters, sometimes split block or one blocker. And that's really what Texas State is able to do and has been able to do this year.
Danielle Sanchu serving, and she can't save it on the back line as UTSA counters with a much-needed point. We've got a 5-3 match to open. Set number 1, best 3 of 5 for the Southland Conference Championship.
And you see that kill from Mackenzie Adams there. She is is our newcomer of the year this year as well. As you mentioned, transfer from Virginia.
She stands 6'3" and has a couple of years of eligibility left in San Antonio. Already we're seeing some nice setting and some big hits on both sides.
And Melissa Toth, you just saw that, number 13 for Texas State, second team all-conference. She's a transfer from UTEP, where she came over here, obviously, from there. She's Arizona, is where she's originally from, but Coach Chisholm really speaks highly of her. She's been extremely impressed with what she's done this year.
A block at the net by Hilbin. Advantage Texas State, back set, and the powerful slam from the corner. That one put down by Hilbin, the middle blocker out of Austin, Texas.
And she's just a sophomore, Len, so she'll, I think, have a wonderful career with Texas State over the next 2 years as well.
Rachel Doyle is serving. Texas State has a 7-3 lead. That's hit too long.
But it's a touch on the block. So, what you were saying earlier about Mackenzie Adams, because of her height, she has the ability to go off the block very high as well.
She's 6'3", is Adams, and she is the tallest player among these two teams. Texas State giving up the point on the touch. Great dig on the side by the libero. And a little bit of a surprise there. The point is going to go to Texas State. The Bobcats, instead of setting, went ahead and found the open court.
McCorkadale's great at that. She sees the court very, very well. Obviously, the team was in transition on the other side, made a great play.
And a mistake on the back line as Dempsey Thornton couldn't decide whether to try to get it or get out of the way.
And that's a tough call at times when you're really not sure where the ball's going, and it's just an unfortunate error.
9-4, make it 9-5. UTSA gets a much-needed point, and Mackenzie Adams starting to get warmed up.
And another thing about Mackenzie, obviously, we've all seen her play in the middle here, but she hasn't always been a middle blocker. Coach Groff actually put her into that position based on what they needed for their team. She's actually an outside hitter, hadn't played middle since her junior year in high school, but she's filled in very nicely on the UTSA squad.
Lindy DeGear smashes one down, the senior out of Bakersfield, California, by way of Cal State Bakersfield.
And interesting about Lindy, she's a transfer also, and was looking for a place to go. They had a coaching change at her previous institution, was not happy with the situation, had an aunt and uncle in San Antonio, and that's how she came to get there at Texas State.
And a block point by DeGear. So Lindy DeGear puts one right back to the court. 11-5, Texas State off to a fine start. This is Hilbin serving. Flat serve, goes to the back line. Middle set, blocked back for a point again. Amber Calhoun went high and almost blocked that one back with her forearms.
And let's talk about the blocking for Texas State. They are one of our best blocking teams here in the Southland Conference. You will see a lot of great blocks, and that's how they ended up winning the match yesterday.
Texas State leads UTSA 12-5 in the first set of the Southland Conference Tournament Championship from the University of Central Arkansas.
The champion, a warrior in battle, tireless in the pursuit of excellence, driven by the love of the game. The team, the trophy. At the Southland Conference and its 12-member institutions, it's our mission to build champions. We've done it before. We're doing it now. We'll do it always. The Southland Conference. We are champions.
33 years ago, our goal was simple. Build the best vehicles and once a year offer them with special savings. Today, it's an American tradition. Toyotathon is back, and now's the time to get the Toyota you've been waiting for. Get 0 APR on a new 2011 Tundra, plus huge cash back for a total of over $7,800 in savings. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a complimentary maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Others have tried to copy it, but in the end, there's only one Toyotathon. The biggest and best sales event of the year is going on now.
Welcome back, everyone. Texas State has a 12-5 lead and is serving for more. We're in the first set of the best 3 out of 5. The serve by Ashley Hilbin. And Hilbin couldn't dig it. That's a big swing from near the front stripe by Elise Husky.
And Husky, senior outside hitter, she's been with Laura for 4 years, one of their leaders, just an all-around great player.
Kelsey Schwartlich serving. Advantage Texas State. Great dig on the back line by Jawasko. And the block back again by Amber Calhoun. She has made her presence felt very early.
She has, and she really does in every single match, has this year and previous years. I mean, she just really sees the court well, from an attacking standpoint and also from a blocking standpoint.
Calhoun at 6'1". They'll set her up. No, not to Calhoun that time, but to Deerdorf, and she finds the open court.
Great off speed by Deerdorf there. First team all Southland Conference as well. Just a sophomore. So once again, that's another player that Chisholm will have for a couple more years to develop even stronger.
Amari Deerdorf at 6'2" out of Austin, Texas. Texas State leading 14-6. UTSA needs to get it cranked in a hurry. That'll do it. From the corner, a big swing by Whitney Walls.
And Whitney Walls comes to us from Arlington, Texas, my hometown. So I've known Whitney actually for a while. First team All Southland Conference as well. She's a junior, so she has one more year left and has really played well this year.
And a bit of a mistake there by Texas State. The point will go to UTSA. So they've strung a couple together now. And they have needed them, Jenny. It was 14-6. It's now 14-8. And serving for the Roadrunners, Elise Husky out of Columbus, Texas. Dempsey Thornton with too much power deep in the court. Cross court for the point.
And you'll notice what led UTSA to be able to put that ball away was Jawasko again in the backcourt. She touches so many of their balls and is such a key contributor there on the backcourt as libero.
3 consecutive points for the Roadrunners, but a service error as it went wide. And you hate to kill a rally with a missed serve.
Absolutely. No one enjoys it. The coaches really don't enjoy it, but it does happen. It's unfortunate.
Look at that powerful jump serve by Lindsay DeGeer. A dig by McCorkadale. Saved by that libero again. Jawasko keeping it alive. Longest rally of the first set. And that big hit sails too long. Whitney Walls missed it. She had an open court, but there was a little too much gusto behind the swing.
And speaking of long rallies, Lynn, that's what we've been watching all week long here at the tournament. It's just been long rally after long rally because our teams this year they're great. I mean, people were making comments all week long that, have been to some Big 12 matches and things like that, and said that some of the matches here this week have been even more exciting than some of the matches in some of those other conferences. So
Whitney Walls puts one down with a nice swing and found the open court from right to left. Walls, the 6-foot junior out of Arlington, Texas.
And what's great about Walls is left-hander. So, you always, kind of want that on the right side. It's very helpful to have, but she's great.
Mackenzie Adams with the block point. At 6'3", out of Church, Texas. Adams stuffs it for the point. Watch number 10 in the middle of your screen. That's nicely done.
And it's really exciting. It's kind of an Adams-Calhoun, matchup here in the middle. I love it.
UTSA rallying to within 4 and serving for more with Kelsey Jawasko, the 5'7" senior out of San Antonio, about to put it in play for the second-seeded Roadrunners. Melissa Toth out of Phoenix, Arizona.
And going back to Toth, I know we talked a little bit about her a minute ago, but in talking to Coach Chisholm earlier, as we talked about, she is a transfer, but that's been one of Coach Chisholm's, how she mentioned it made her smile the biggest this year, was watching Toth become part of the family, as she calls themselves.
That's touched at the net. Point, Roadrunners. UTSA seemingly was in trouble earlier, but has rallied over the last several points. Whitney Walls with the point there. And serving now, Megan Wimbish. A mishit by Melissa Toth. I think she mistimed her jump and actually hit that on the bottom of her hand, on the heel of her hand.
She just didn't really get through that ball. It was off the net and just needed to punch it over.
Wimbish serving again. Too much power from Amari Deerdorf.
Power and height, and that is very normal for Karen Chisholm. They always seem to have some of the tallest players in our conference, and that's just one of the ways that they stack their teams every year.
Rachel Doyle is serving for Texas State in white. The UTSA Roadrunners in the dark uniforms. A terrific dig by Whalen. Another long rally in progress. Texas State tried to dink it in. Saved. Blocked back. Who was in the net? It's going to the Roadrunners.
McCorkadale was in the net. The ball was just a little too tight for her. But I want to make note over here on Texas State side, part of the reason why that rally went so long, number 15, Rachel Doyle. Coach Chisholm kind of calls her really kind of the silent, player that no one really talks about. You don't hear her name a lot. But she is part of the reason why this team has made it thus far. Just great defensive player.
The Roadrunners have come to within 3 points. Laraldi serving. Another point for the Roadrunners. And Jenny, it appeared early that Texas State was going to run away with this first set, but the Roadrunners are coming back there within 2. We'll take a timeout and be back. We've got exciting Southland Conference Volleyball Tournament Championship action right here.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Welcome back, everyone. Texas State clings to a 2-point lead over the rushing Roadrunners.
And going back to what you were saying, Lynn, when you took us to break there, that UTSA, coming back, quite honestly, this is what we've seen all tournament long. Almost in every single match that has been played so far, it's been this way. One team may be up, 8-9 points, but the other team does not seem to ever die. And that's happened literally in almost every match of the tournament so far. That's why it's been so exciting.
Leila Raldi is serving for the Roadrunners, a freshman. That's all the way to the back line. Middle set. Not a lot of angles to play with there. And the dink works by Mackenzie Adams. She wound up and then threw a changeup.
Well, and that's how it works. That's how you keep them off their toes. And she saw, what she needed to do in the open spot and put it there.
18-17. That's legal off the net. Quick set. Roadrunners play it. Block back. Dig from the back line. Powerful swing there by Toth, but we play on. Toth keeps it alive. This is the longest rally of an exciting first set. That's wide. It went back and forth before Husky missed an open court.
And number 5 over here on Texas State, McCorkadale, clearly she's a very dominant setter, but also, Chisholm talks about her defense ability this year has really stepped up, and that's been a lot of their success as well. And you see a lot of balls go to right back nowadays that maybe didn't go on that side as much back in the day.
Lindy DeGeer puts one down. And Texas State with back-to-back points to stretch its lead to 3. A double touch, I think.
In the net.
No, they're going to say Texas State in the net. So it was not a lift, it was Texas State in the net. 20-18. Mackenzie Adams serving. Flat-footed, flat serve. It almost found the open spot. That was touched, and the point goes to Texas State. Touched at the net. Although the Roadrunners are carping a little bit, but it appeared that clearly was the good call.
And our officials have done a great job, Len, throughout the course of the tournament. I mean, they have the best eye on everything and have really called a very clean, very consistent tournament so far. They've done a great job.
Kelsey Swertlick came over and said, "Did you call it on me?" I'm not sure who touched it, but it did appear to be touched.
It did.
Hilbin serving. 21-18. Texas State 4 points away. And now 3 points away from winning the first set. And UTSA takes a timeout. Texas San Antonio has trailed throughout the first set. Got to within 1 point at 18-17. But since then, it's been Texas State coming back to now enjoy a 4-point lead.
And this is kind of what we expected. It's going to be back and forth between these two teams. Clearly, as we've already looked at what they've done this year, splitting 1-1 in the season, that it's just what's expected. They both are very evenly matched. Both coaches will tell you that. Obviously, in the front row, we kind of already talked about it, the middle blocker position where we've got, Calhoun kind of versus Adams. Then you've got the back row, 2 liberos that are just phenomenal on both sides. So really, it's a very evenly matched 2 teams, yeah.
And it's interesting the way that it has unfolded during the regular season for these teams, because UTSA started its remarkable 36 straight set winning streak with a 3-0 win over Texas State, and then late in the season, it was a 4-set victory for Texas State over UTSA.
And to that point of what you're discussing, Chisholm said that her team finally rose up to play to their peak later on in the year, and that's how they got to be at the same level as UTSA.
Both of these teams have had remarkable long winning streaks during the year. Well saved by Doyle. Who will take it? Lindy DeGeer. She's come to the forefront after it was Amber Calhoun early.
She has, and if you look at the history of Texas State, their outside hitters predominantly have been their powerhouse. That's just what they've always relied on, always what they've gone to, and it's been a little bit different this year with Amber, really stepping out in the middle blocker position. But I think that Chisholm has some outside hitters that are really starting to step up a little bit later now, and you'll see that in the future of the Texas State team.
23-15. This will have to clear the net from near the back line. It's still alive. Calhoun in the middle was ready for that quick dink.
Absolutely. There's really not a ball that she's not going to be ready for or aware of. She does a great job up there.
Amber Calhoun, 313 kills, 145 digs, and 122 blocks. Those are sensational numbers.
They're great.
That is a perfect set, but blocked back, kept alive. Another chance, and the dink doesn't make it. Calhoun, and it's blocked right back. UTSA needed that point to stay alive, and it got it. So on a potential match point, UTSA keeps it alive. Schwartlich serving. Advantage Roadrunners. And the point.
They're saying Calhoun, I think, was in the net.
I think so. Just a little bit of mesh was touched by Calhoun. 24-20. Kelsey Schwartlich serving again. Her team trails by 4. Set point here potentially for Texas State, and there it is.
Not surprising that they're going to go to Calhoun on that slide to get the final point for set 1.
So an exciting, competitive first set victory for the top seed Texas State. 25-20 is the final score in set number 1.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Welcome back, everyone. Texas State, defending its number 1 seed, claims a 25-20 victory in set number 1 in the Southland Conference Volleyball Tournament Championship. And Texas State hit at a 262 attack clip in that first set. That's pretty solid. UTSA down at 120. If you're looking for a reference point, the attack percentage basically is like a baseball average. If you hit close to 300, you're doing pretty good. And 262 is just about what they've done during the regular season.
You're right, Lynn. They've had one of the highest hitting percentages in the conference all year long, so it's really not surprising that they're up there. But it's interesting to note, kills, they're very evenly matched in that first set. UTSA with 14, Texas State with 15, but you're right, the percentage there is really what the difference maker, and I think why Texas State was able to take that first set.
There were several very long rallies with some excellent backcourt play, and Jenny, you pointed it out during that first set. The big swingers get all of the attention at the net, but it's what happens 15, 20, 25 feet behind them that really makes a team solid.
It really does. It's the ball control. Any coach will tell you that if you don't have the passing, if it's not there to the setter, you're not able to run what you want to run offensively. And, the backcourt players here for both of these teams are just outstanding. And I guarantee we'll see some great plays from them this entire match.
Karen Chisholm pleased with the 1-0 lead on the Texas State bench. Texas State in white and UTSA in the dark uniforms as the teams swap ends of the court. Kelsey Schwertlich will serve first for UTSA. That's a nice sinking serve and a quick point for Calhoun.
And one thing to make mention there, the great pass allowed Calhoun to have the split block, so she was able to hit it in the hole and put it on the floor.
Calhoun played very well early in the set and then finished it off with a point. UTSA does not want to let Texas State get off to the big lead, and Brittany Malloy has a big answer for the Roadrunners.
She's had a really solid tournament so far. She's second team all-conference. She's a junior middle blocker there for UTSA. Opposite Mackenzie Adams, together they really do a great job in that position.
Amari Deerdorf cleans up. 2-1 Texas State. Danielle Sanchu serving for the Bobcats. Oh, the lefty slams one down from the corner. Nicely done by Whitney Walls.
And one thing about Whitney Walls, as Coach Groff had talked about earlier today when we spoke, Whitney is really starting to realize her talents. She's always been a talented player, but it's finally, I think, clicked within her own head how successful and how great she is. I think that's really helped her and her teammates this year.
2 each, second set. Texas State won the first set. That's hit long. Deerdorf smashed it beyond the back line. And UTSA has a 3-2 lead. Kelsey Jawasko serving again. Jawasko saves it. Once again, the power from the wing. Whitney Walls has had 2 big swings here during this Texas State, this UTSA rally.
She has, and when she's on fire, Len, it's really hard to stop her. Yesterday in the match, if some of you saw that, she got blocked quite a bit, but just kept going at it. But today, clearly, she's making her way around the block, being very successful.
UTSA off to a 5-2 lead with the block point. Walls there again.
Well, and I was going to say, not to mention, is she a powerful hitter, but she clearly is very tall and can get up on the block and sets the block very nicely as well.
Whitney jumps appropriately. She's a 6-footer, not the tallest player on the court, but her timing is very good.
It's great.
What a dig and a save by Jawasko. But the point is going to go to Texas State. And the Bobcats needed that. UTSA had rolled to a 5-2 lead. And the lead is 2 right now.
And they called a double there on Schwertlich. And our officials have actually called quite a bit of doubles in the tournament this year. But this year. But they've stayed extremely consistent. So that's all that everyone asks for.
Melissa Toth serving. But only momentarily. Because it was Mackenzie Adams, that outside hitter, who has come to the forefront again. That is great court movement by Adams and a set play by UTSA. She started on one sideline, wound up on the other for the cross-court set.
And another thing to mention about Mackenzie Adams and what...
Adams again.
what Groff talks about is just her level of intensity. Just her coming in this year, first day in practice. And there you see her again, just on the floor, 10-foot line across court. She's an incredible athlete, but Coach Groff talks about how just her presence has lifted the team to higher levels.
Coach Laura Groff has seen her team take a 7-3 lead over Texas State. Groff in her 10th season. These teams over the last 2 years have been the best in the Southland Conference. Such history and such rivalry between these teams who are less than an hour apart geographically.
They really are, and they've always said the I-35 rival, which is pretty funny. But all time, if you want to take a look at head-to-head matchups with these two teams, all time it's actually 12 and 50. UTSA 12 wins, Texas State with 50. In the SLC tournament matchup where we are today, UTSA has just won once, and Texas State has won 3 times. So if you really do want to take a look at historical statistics, head-to-head matchup, Texas State, leads pretty dominantly there. But both coaches actually said, out the window for today, they don't even consider that. It doesn't even play a factor into how they think this will end up today.
Texas State won the first set. UTSA has won 7 of the first 10 points in the second set. Megan Wimbish out of Corpus Christi is serving for the Roadrunners. That's in, and the point by Ashley Hilbin. Nice back set, and Hilbin caught it on the run.
And Hilbin had a little bit of a scare yesterday in last night's match that went to 5 sets. It was just a fantastic match. She had a little bit of a scare coming down, rolled her ankle a little bit, but clearly she was fine.
Sims with the effective serve. Caught the Roadrunners a little bit out of balance there as she hit it hard down the line. There is Mackenzie Adams again. She's got the elevation and the timing to attack, not only at the net, but 6-8 feet behind it.
She does. She really is just an all-around player. Her volleyball knowledge is so high up there, and we already talked about her intensity. So I expect her to keep this level up the entire match.
Watch Ashley Hilbin for the block back point. When you can score defensively, it can make a tremendous amount of difference, and Hilbin now serving. 8-6, UTSA leading by 2. Adams was in the net.
She was, actually over, which, we haven't seen a lot in this tournament. But she should have gone straight up, but her hands just barely went over the net.
I think a good call by the official.
Absolutely.
That's like goaltending. Sometimes it's very difficult.
You're right.
8-7, UTSA. Ooh, Adams, I think, was a little jacked up after getting that call against her. And she had a quick, powerful swing.
Beautiful swing by.
She will serve it now, Mackenzie Adams. Back set for Calhoun. She knows what to do with that one. That's like putting a pork chop in front of a wolf.
She's great on any of them. AC, slide, B, it doesn't matter. Clearly they have great chemistry among, the two of them, McCorkadale and Calhoun, but it's just fun to watch.
Great effort. And too many hits.
Going to your point there, Len, on the effort, I mean, she's 6'3", and, she's so agile in the back row. Obviously, we've been talking a lot about our offense on the front row, but Adams on the back row is just as solid.
Adams leaning for that one to keep it off the deck. Advantage Texas State here. Now advantage back to the Roadrunners, and there's the reason why. Elise Husky. She's a 5'11" outside hitter, not the biggest player on the court, but has excellent timing.
She does, and she didn't make all Southland Conference this year, but she is one of the reasons why UTSA has been so successful. Very solid player on the outside.
UTSA by a point in the second set. And we are now at 11-9 UTSA. Texas State won the first set. 25-20, the final score in set number 1. And a best 3 of 5. The tip was saved. The lefty takes a crank at it. And Walls right there for the block back along with Brittany Malloy.
Once again, Whitney really sets that block well. If the set's inside, she moves inside. If it's outside, clearly, she came inside even more, but she does a great job of setting that block.
Schwertlich with a very nice serve, but Texas State played it well and cuts the gap to 12-10. We're in the second set. Lindy DeGeer is serving, the senior outside hitter. That's an easy one. Right in the wheelhouse of Brittany Malloy. Brittany will take that gift, won't she?
She will, and one thing Coach Groff says about Brittany, she goes hard every day, and that she is their silent weapon. As we talked about, we haven't heard her name a lot. Making second team all conference, great accolades for her, but she is their silent weapon.
13-11, Texas State with the point, but trailing by 2. This is set number 2. Texas State won the first one. Danielle Sanchu is serving. Sanchu keeps it alive once, but can't save it again. 14-11, Texas San Antonio by 3 in the second set.
But watch Sanchu in the back row as well. We've talked about those defenders already in Rachel Doyle, but she is another one of the reasons why they're there. Just does a great job as defensive specialist there for Texas State.
Amari Deerdorf puts it away for the Bobcats. (14-12), UTSA leads. Rachel Doyle is serving. Blocked for the point. It looked like McCorkadale was there. Watch number 5. It is McCorkadale with the left hand. And she slid to her left very nicely to take that powerful swing and turn it into a point.
She absolutely did. At 5'7", she really does have a great vertical jump, which helps them a lot.
You just can't do anything about that, though, from Whitney Walls. That lefty can bring it. Texas State, 14-14. Trying to take the lead for the first time in this set, and a nice tip by the Roadrunners. A little bit of a cross-up. It was Thornton who snuck it in there.
And you'll see the last couple attacks, she's been a little late, a little bit behind, which is kind of why she's hitting the block and then had to tip it over. But obviously she's adjusting. But talking about her, clearly she's a freshman, outside hitter, but she's one of the leaders. She came into this team as a freshman and is one of their leaders along with Jawasko. They both get along extremely well. They're roommates, They work well together, and I think that's been a lot of the reason why the chemistry with this team is so great.
Ashley Hilbin with the kill on the last swing, 15 each. My goodness, did you see the elevation by Mackenzie Adams and then the well-timed swing?
She's just fun to watch, Len.
She is. She's got those steely eyes, too. She's all business. Leela Raldi serving. That's in.
That was a great shot by Hilbin on the back line.
Ashley Hilbin, a 6'2" middle blocker, a sophomore from Austin. 16 each. Back and forth we go on the scoreboard. Hilbin serving. Adams found the open spot. She's got terrific court awareness, Jenny, and she just doesn't use one part of this court. She'll serve now. Mackenzie Adams. Ooh, service error. That one hit the middle of the net. We've had 2 service errors in this game, and they both have come from UTSA.
And I just don't think she took her time there, unfortunately.
17 each. A Corkadale.
What was interesting to make note of there, Lynn, so, typically a coach will have, their server serve to a person who's recently made an error, because they may be a little bit rattled. Clearly, Mackenzie Adams was not rattled by her missing a serve and just passed a nail there to the setter.
Brittany Malloy with the point. It's short-lived.
Amber so quick in the middle. Her arm swing is so fast. That is the reason why she's able to get around blocks and in the holes so well.
Amber Calhoun, 3 times, has been named an All-Southland Conference volleyball participant and the player of the year this year.
And that was unfortunate error there by DeGear. She has the toughest serve on that team, so clearly that they want her to get at least a few points back there, so that was unfortunate.
And that's the first service error by Texas State. It gives UTSA a 19-18 lead. Adams keeps it alive. Blocked back for the point. I think it was Whitney Rolls again. She has thrown up a brick wall at the net a few times.
She just does a great job of getting over, pushing over on the block. As we already talked about, sets it so well.
Jawasko kept that alive for UTSA, but Texas State gets the point.
Just didn't finish her swing all the way on that one.
20-19. Amber Calhoun serving for the tie. Walls.
Just
but
a little too much rotation there. Clearly she was going for the line. She had it, but just rotated a little too much.
20 each. Calhoun serving. Blocked, but out.
And how that happens, Len, if that outside blocker is if their left hand is not pressing back into the court, it's always going to go off and ricochet off out of the bounds.
Texas State has rallied from a deficit and now leads by 1 after winning the first set. We'll come back to Conway, Arkansas after this timeout.
Years of practice. Dedication in and out of the classroom. Stamina, persistence, sacrifice. It all leads to this moment. Champions win here. Don't miss the 2012 NCAA Division I Football Championship game, January 7th. For information, visit ncaa.com/tickets.
Welcome back, everyone. We promised you excitement, and we have delivered a 5-point win in the first set by Texas State, and now a 1-point lead late in the second set by Texas State, the number 1 seed. Calhoun serving. Malloy, and that's good for the point. Brittany Malloy has come alive here in the second set. That's one that was desperately needed by the Roadrunners, and now they serve for the lead.
That was a great play and hitting through the block. She's very powerful, has the ability to do that. The block just didn't press over.
Kelsey Jawasko serving. The libero for the Roadrunners. Jawasko keeps it alive. Walls with not a full swing. Now let's see who'll wind up. Finally, the lefty is able to put it down.
And you could see just then Toth, right after that ball hit the floor, she knew that she didn't press all the way over. And that's what they've got to do. And they're so good at it. It's just sometimes, you get stuck and you just don't get all the way over. Whitney Walls gives UTSA a 1-point advantage, 22-21. Jenny, when rallies are in progress, it's so difficult to look away from the ball, but that's where sets and matches are won. The rotation you see defensively on the back line and the play away from the ball really sets things up. It does. I mean, clearly, as we talked about earlier, you've got to have the good pass in order to be able to set up the front row as you want it, to get those split blocks, to get the single block, things like that. So absolutely, you've got to have the good ball control players in the backcourt. No question about it. Well, let's look at some defensive play by Whitney Walls, a block package from the Roadrunners. Number 15 in dark. She has been very strong at the net. 7 kills, 3 blocks today. Whitney Walls, a junior out of Arlington, Texas. Played at Martin High School there. And Kelsey Jawasko from San Antonio is serving. Third service error for the Roadrunners, and you cannot afford those in a very tight match against the number 1 seed. But you see that quite often coming out of a timeout. Rachel Doyle now for Texas State. 22 each. Great touch on the block there. The tip was good enough. I think Tripp thought that the ball was actually going over. Texas State 2 points away. The first to 25 by 2. Was that tip? No, it was not. Walls missed it wide. Walls wound up, and the southpaw missed with the swing, and Texas State is 1 point away from rallying to win set number 2. UTSA played so very well through the first couple of first several points as we look at Walls missing here. Walls thought she had an open court but couldn't find it. And Karen Chisholm on that Texas State sideline is
very pleased with the position her team is in, the Coach of the Year in the Southland Conference.
She absolutely is, Lynn. And speaking to her earlier about receiving that award, very pleased to have it. You know, obviously thrilled about her season, but she wishes that it was actually called the Staff of the Year. You know, the continuity on her staff is just unbelievable. You know, Tracy's been with her for 10 years. She really gives her assistant coaches the reins on so many different levels. Tracy and Sean, they're the ones that are out there looking for that next level player. They do such a great job recruiting. She just can't say enough about her coaching staff and really feels that it's all of them that have made this team so successful over the years.
Tracy Smith has the title of Associate Head Coach in her 10th season, assisting Karen Chisholm, who's in her 32nd year on the Texas State volleyball bench. For the set. UTSA needs this point to keep set number 2 alive, and the touch is good. The tip found the open court, and Texas State has come from several points behind on a couple of occasions early in the second set to rally for the 25-22 victory. The Bobcats will get a little break here with a 2-0 lead as the number 1 seed in 2 exciting sets has taken down UTSA. We'll be back with more from Conway.
Division I student athletes have higher SAT and ACT scores than college-bound students.
The number of us receiving diplomas
is at an all-time high.
African American males who are student athletes
are 10% more likely to graduate.
Still think we're just a bunch of dumb jocks?
You need to do your homework.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
I keep getting second and third. I've gotten second and third last year in cross country and second and third in track, and I just really wanted to finally get first at conference.
It's just really special because even though we've done it in the past, you never know when you're going to do it in the future, so you just got to enjoy a day like today.
I was expecting tough competition. I didn't expect to win it, but, you know, it was kind of hard. It's hard. I tried as much as I can, to relax and not do that.
It's a course that if you're patient on, you can actually run really well. So we were pretty excited about the opportunity to run here again and defend a championship on this course.
You belong at a campus large enough to offer everything you need, but small enough so that you won't feel lost. At a place with a student-to-professor ratio of 19 to 1. You belong at a university that understands learning and having fun don't have to be mutually exclusive. At a place that's close to home, but more importantly, feels like home. You belong at the University of Central Arkansas. Learn how at uca.edu.
Welcome back, everyone. It's volleyball coming your way. The Southland Conference Tournament title on the line, and the top seed, Texas State, has taken the first 2 sets. But we turn our attention to Southland Conference football right now, and it's my pleasure to be joined by UCA head coach Clint Conk. What a wonderful season you've had. 6-1 in the conference, 8-3 overall in the playoffs. The first season on that new purple turf was pretty darn successful, wasn't it?
Well, it certainly was, Lynn, and I appreciate that. Great year for our football players and our team. This is a very positive step for our program and certainly for our university. And to be able to get multiple teams in from the Southland Conference, I think is very good for the conference as well.
Hasn't the conference made a name for itself again this year with Sam Houston State and Central Arkansas, two marvelous representatives?
Well, I think so. Certainly, Sam Houston is the number one seed, the number one team in the nation, and I want to congratulate once again Coach Fritz and his staff and players. They have an outstanding team. I guess if we can win a few games here, we may meet back up with them again. But I couldn't be more happy for our university and for our program, but also to the conference. And our players realize that we're playing for something bigger than just ourselves, and we carry the banner for the Southland Conference as well.
Clint, you go to Tennessee Tech, and what do you know about that team?
Well, they're the Ohio Valley Conference champions. They'll be playing at home because we do have to travel. They opened up the season and played very competitively with Iowa, and they've beaten two top 25 teams, as well as Eastern Kentucky, who's in the Division I playoff championships as well. So we'll only have a great week of preparation. Need to get healthier, and certainly going to have to play very good football on Saturday.
You know, as I look at your schedule, the only three losses that the Bears have had have been against conference champions this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, Sam Houston, the number one team in the country and our champion. Louisiana Tech, who we took to overtime, was the Western Athletic Conference champion. And then, of course, Arkansas State is the Sun Belt champion. I think combined, those three teams are 19-1 in conference play. So I think as the season has settled now, we can look back and see that we played a very quality schedule in September.
Clint, congratulations on the regular season, and we hope to be following your progress for several weeks during the next month.
Well, I appreciate it. Destination Frisco, I guess, right?
You bet.
All right.
Clint Conk, whose Bears are in the championship tournament in football this year, and we wish them the very best, and also Sam Houston as well as the number one seed out of the Southland Conference. We'll be back with more with Texas State leading UTSA 2-0 in the volleyball championship.
The champion, a warrior in battle, tireless in the pursuit of excellence, driven by the love of the game. The team, the trophy. At the Southland Conference and its 12-member institutions, it's our mission to build champions. We've done it before. We're doing it now. We'll do it always. The Southland Conference. We are champions.
Years of practice. Dedication in and out of the classroom. Stamina. Persistence. Sacrifice. It all leads to this moment. Champions win here. Don't miss the 2012 NCAA Division I Football Championship game, January 7th. For information, visit ncaa.com/tickets.
We promised you would enjoy the volleyball action from Conway, Arkansas, and the top seed, Texas State, has a 2-0 advantage over UTSA as they get set for set number 3. But first, it's always a pleasure to chat with the commissioner of the Southland Conference, Tom Burnett. Tom, an exciting time of the year, the volleyball championship, postseason football play, the basketball season has started, and the Southland Conference is off to a very good start in those three sports and more.
Well, it is a very exciting time. I'm not sure what day of the week it is, but a lot's going on, a lot of good things, and certainly, we got a great championship going on here with volleyball. We've had great soccer and cross-country meets earlier this year, and of course, football season's ended in a very fantastic manner for us. The number one seed in the national playoffs, a second team here, the UCA Bears, that are getting ready to play this week. So a lot going on, but a lot of great things.
You know, Tom, I think because it's only in its second year now, but the fact that the championship football game is in Frisco, Texas, that's a place that's real easy to get to from 3 or 4 contiguous states. It's a marvelous event. It's a lot of work for your conference, though.
Well, it is. Our staff does a great job with that. Our membership, our partners in Frisco, the city, Hunt Sports Group, which runs the stadium, they do a great job. And it's a real pleasure to be involved with our national championship, whether we're in the game or not. We'd certainly prefer to have a team there, but we're really excited about our folks coming to Frisco. Not only can you drive there, but you can fly into 2 major airports from anywhere in the country, and it's just a fantastic venue. We look forward to rolling out out the red carpet again for our two teams.
Speaking of rolling out the red carpet, what does the arrival of Oral Roberts University mean to the Southland Conference?
Well, Oral Roberts simply is very good at everything they do, and we identified them back in the summer. And, it's hard to find something they don't excel at. They're good at basketball. They're good at baseball. They've got a women's basketball team that's probably close to being ranked in the top 25. So they do great things, great facilities. Tulsa's a wonderful market, and it's exciting for us to expand the Southland into the state of Oklahoma.
Tom Burnett, I've admired your leadership in the Southland Conference for several years. Congratulations and on into the future.
Well, Lynn, thanks for everything you do for us. Thank you.
Tom Burnett, Commissioner of the Southland Conference. We'll be back with more volleyball in just a moment.
33 years ago, we had a simple idea. Make the best vehicles in America and once a year offer them with special savings. Today, it's a phenomenon. Toyotathon is back with incredible deals on a full selection of new Toyotas. Right now, get 0% APR on these popular 2011 Toyota models. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a complimentary maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Others have tried to copy it, but in the end, there's only one, Toyotathon. The biggest and best sales event of the year is going on now.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, it's Jerry Newman.
Jerry, how are you doing?
Fine, I just got a little fender bender. It's funny, it only took 15 minutes to sign up with that new auto insurance company, but it's taken a lot longer to hear back.
Oh, Jerry, I'm so sorry.
I would love to help, but remember you dropped us last month.
I miss you, Jessica.
Jerry, are you crying?
No, I bit my tongue.
Call your local State Farm agent or visit us at texas.statefarm.com.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Welcome back, everyone. Texas State has 25-20 and 25-22 victories to its credit as we go to the third set. It could be a deciding one for the number 1 seed. The Roadrunners of number 2 seed Texas San Antonio trying to have a say to keep this match alive. Texas State in white. UTSA in the dark uniforms.
And that was a great heads-up play by Amber Calhoun at the net.
Calhoun with a block, keeps it alive.
And once again, 2 great heads-up plays by Amber. After touching on that block, turning around and playing the ball. A lot of times you'll see players who just let the ball fall. But she's quick up there, as we've talked about already in this match. She's aware of everything that's going on around her.
Lindy DeGear claims the first point of what could be a deciding set for Texas State.
Great touch by DeGear there.
Too much power by Whitney Wolves, and we have called number 15's name a good bit this afternoon.
We certainly have, and she found the hole there in the block. And once again, as we talked about, that's what the great pass is able to set up because the other team doesn't know where the ball is going to go. And she found the hole.
Texas State is hitting at a 263 clip through the first couple of sets. And that's been remarkably balanced, Jenny, because Texas State hit 262 after the first set, 263 with the 2 sets combined. UTSA has improved a bit, but still sub 200 at 170 through the first 2 sets.
You're right, Len. If you look across the board, I mean, they've got their
a service ace. I beg your pardon, but a service ace, the first of the afternoon.
But there are 5, players on the court there for Texas State who are truly hitting above 235. I mean, that's just phenomenal. That just talks about, how consistent they are as players. And this is the time when you want to be your most consistent.
And the tip is blocked back for the point. UTSA got the service ace from Dempsey Thornton. And now she's serving for the 3rd time after the block point. 4-1 UTSA. Roadrunners had a big advantage in set number 2 before Texas State came back. These ladies are playing with some gusto now. That is Brittany Malloy. And Brittany Malloy had a very nice second set and a losing effort.
She did, and going back to that play that we just saw, great set by Shortlick. I mean, that's one thing that you just can count on from her. The ball can be tight, the ball can be off, the ball can be low, whatever the case may be, she will put up a good set. and you can't count her out as an offensive player. I mean, she puts the ball down on the floor as well.
Let's look at some postseason honors that have been handed by the Southland Conference. Amber Calhoun, the Player of the Year, third consecutive All-Conference team. The Libero of the Year, Alicia Schaefer from Texas Arlington.
Had a great
14th
tournament
in the nation.
here. Had a great tournament here.
14th in the nation in digs. Freshman of the Year out of Northwestern State. Stacy DeFrancesco, Setter of the Year. Kelsey Schwertlich, you've been talking about her all afternoon. And Mackenzie Adams, the Newcomer of the Year. Karen Chisholm, in her 32nd year, the Coach of the Year. 4th time she's won that award. Mackenzie Adams has played 2 years of collegiate volleyball, and she was the Freshman of the Year in the ACC, and now the Newcomer of the Year in the Southland Conference. That's pretty good stuff.
She's such a great player, and she's just, a sophomore because of, clearly we talked about her transferring from Virginia, but yeah, she'll make this program, very strong for a couple more years.
A net violation against Texas State, and UTSA is off to a 6-1 lead in the third set. Wanting to play more are the Roadrunners. Calhoun. Very nicely dug by James. But Texas State gets the point. Calhoun. Six to 2. Texas State serving.
As you can see, Lynn, there that ball almost hit the video board that's above us, the high scoreboard. If you hit it on your side of the court, you can just keep playing.
Okay.
But if you hit it going over across on the other side, it's a point for the other team. We really haven't had that issue much in the tournament thus far.
Kelsey Jawasko serving. Calhoun way above the net, found the open spot.
We talked about her arm swing earlier, how quick it is, but I mean also her vertical. I mean, she just has, really she's the full package. She has every attribute that you want to have in a middle blocker, no doubt about it.
Sanchu serving, that floated. There's Mackenzie Adams again.
Sees the court so well.
Very nicely done. The back set to the corner, and it was put down by Amari Deerdorf. Deerdorf will go to the sideline now after scoring. 8-4. UTSA still with a 4-point lead. Third set. Texas State won the first 2.
And that's what we were talking about, Lynn, just a second ago. She can do it all up front. Schwertlich is very smart and can put the ball down on the floor just as easily as putting up a great set.
Schwertlich with the left hand. Found the open court, 9-4. Blocked, kept alive. And it's going to go to Texas State. Strength at the net by Melissa Toth. That one was a toss-up for a while, and Toth won it.
She did.
(10-5) after the swing by Thornton. Left-handed dig by Whalen. Ooh. That's not where Texas State wanted to put it. Right in the wheelhouse of Dempsey Thornton.
She's had a great tournament, Lynn. You know, we talked about her a little bit already today, you know, as a freshman, but coming in as a freshman as a vocal leader. You know, I think we'll see some great things from her over the next couple of years on this UTSA team.
But another error gives Texas State a point and a chance to serve. Ashley Hilbin will run up on the back line. That floats deep. And a little bit of miscommunication that time on the Texas State side as Whalen and McCorkadale almost collided.
Yeah, McCorkadale should have let Whalen grab that, but, you know, in the heat of the moment, you may not hear each other call the ball, but, yeah, that was definitely Whalen's ball.
12-6 UTSA has doubled up in the third set. And a violation against the Bearcats. Or rather, the Bobcats will give this UTSA team a 7-point advantage. This is the biggest lead that either team has had in a single set this afternoon.
It is, and I don't know if everyone just saw that or not, but Corkadale just came out of the game here for a brief minute.
That is out. The serve too long. And Amy Bremer will serve it now. This is the first time we've seen her serve. A redshirt freshman out of Houston. There is Brittany Malloy again.
And what we just saw there is kind of what Coach Chisholm was talking about earlier in the day today. A lot of balls go to right back, where years ago a lot of balls went to left back. And that's one thing that McCorkadale does so well is, you know, plays defense because so many balls are hit that direction nowadays. And there's 2 balls in a row that, as you can see, you know, clearly just coming into the game, a little bit hard for Bremer to handle.
UTSA leads by 8. And Bremer is going to check out of the game, and McCorkadale re-enters. Kaylee McCorkadale is back in after a brief rest. Oh, that's a powerful serve, but handled by Texas State. And the tip is played well. Blocked back for the point by Calhoun. Amber Calhoun at the net. That's an easy one for number 6. A very good serve from DeGear. And Calhoun again. Calhoun perhaps with an assist from Toth. 15-9. Watch Lindy DeGear. Jump serve, high toss, top spin. Calhoun could not block that one back.
What's interesting to notice, Len, though, I mean, great serves. Clearly, DeGear has a powerful, powerful serve, but those 2 serve-receive passes from UTSA, phenomenal. They just do such a great job.
Kelsey Jawasko serving now. 16-9. UTSA leads by 7 after the Bobcats won the first 2 sets, and the lead is extended. 17-9. UTSA leads by 8 in the third set. We'll be back with more championship volleyball.
We We are the University of Texas at San Antonio.
We are research and discovery.
Education and sports.
We are global economies and the arts.
We are ideas, diversity, and culture.
We're the next big wave.
Cyber technology.
We are a community of scholars.
Achievers and leaders.
We are passion and we are change.
We are roadrunners.
We are UTSA.
We are the University of Texas
at San Antonio.
We are the University of Texas at San Antonio.
More precious than gold, silver, or even oil, it is the very foundation for life, and it's in short supply. Through Texas State University's River Systems Institute and doctoral programs, critical research is underway to ensure that future generations of Texans inherit freshwater resources that are carefully managed and environmentally sound. Texas State University, the rising star of Texas.
Welcome back, everyone. We're in the third set, and it's UTSA following a 5-point and 3-point loss in the first two sets, rallying to try to keep this match alive. This is the Southland Conference Volleyball Tournament Title Championship. Number 1 seed Texas State against number 2 seed UTSA. Blocked back, kept alive by the Bobcats. McCorkadale with the dig, but the slam finds the middle of the court near the back line. And this UTSA team has come to play in the third set.
You can just feel the energy. It's just much greater on the UTSA side right now. Texas State just seems a little slow to react. They're playing a little bit differently in this third set than they did in the first two.
But another service error, and there have been far too many of those for Coach Laura Groff. As you see Karen Chisholm looking on, she'll take that gift. 18-10. UTSA leads in the third set. A little bit of a break there on the let point.
Hilbin got a good touch. If she could have just reached over a little bit more, the ball would have gone back over on UTSA's side.
Blocked back, kept alive. The dig sailed out of bounds. A nice effort by Thornton. Well, that is a very difficult ball to control, much less keep in play. It's asking a lot for some of those bigger players to get down that low and react that quickly, just inches off the hardwood.
Well, and that's why, you've got your defensive specialists and libero. Generally, they go in back row for your taller players, for that reason. They're more agile and a little bit quicker. But sometimes you're in a position where, you've got your big defenders playing defense, and there's just nothing you can do.
Schwartlich with the block point there. 20-11. Texas San Antonio leads by 9. This is one of the longest rallies. And Texas State will take the point on the miss hit. (20-12).
And number 9 here, Sims, who's about to serve. We haven't seen a whole lot of her in the tournament, but this is one of the players that Chisholm talks about as being her next up and coming. She's a freshman, outside hitter from Amarillo. She's got some great height, as you can see, but we just haven't seen a whole lot of her yet. And you'll see mistakes like that, where she should have gone down her line. That was her ball. But, once again, I think Karen's giving her some experience time here, and we'll just see what she can do.
Texas San Antonio leads 21-12. Trying to send this match into a fourth set. Becca Stark, a freshman out of New Braunfels, Texas, is serving. It's Texas State with the point, 21-13.
The set was just a little hard for Malloy to handle there.
Ashley Hilbin serving. Sophomore middle blocker from Austin. An excellent try, but it's going to be Texas State with the point. Still 7 back in the third set after winning the first 2. Did the Bobcats. Hilbin serving again. Blocked back, kept alive. And a miss hit by Thornton will give Texas State the point, 21-15. You can't afford to let the number 1 seed get its head up here in the third set, but still a comfortable lead of 6 by the Roadrunners. What a battle this has been, not only today, but throughout the regular season. And Jenny, I think it bears repeating the remarkable winning streaks that both of these teams have had during the year, with this Roadrunners team coming out and winning the first 12 Southland Conference matches. How do you go 12-0 and you finish second in the league? That's how good Texas State has been after losing the first match of the season in conference play to the Roadrunners, and then they rip off the conference championship. We invite you to be ready for the Southland Conference Indoor Track and Field Championships. That's coming up in Norman, Oklahoma at the Mosier Indoor Facility, February 24th and 25th. So at the end of February, indoor track and field. I love a well-run track meet, and when you get everybody fighting for the championship, it's quite the spectacle. That is non-stop action in the indoor track facility.
You're right, Lynn, and that's just, looking at that down the road, it's kind of funny to think about that this is our last fall championship tournament until the indoor track and field championship. So we have a little bit of a break here.
A terrific rally in progress, everybody getting involved. And it could not be finished by Amber Calhoun. She wound up and I think just mistimed her leap.
And the set was just too far out there for her. It was just pushed too far back.
(22-15). UTSA 3 points away from extending the match. That is a great, great play by Whalen to keep it alive. Look at the agility, working the angles by both teams. And the point by Brittany Malloy.
Actually, they called a lift. And that's something that some folks had mentioned yesterday, that sometimes she does throw the ball, and she threw it down that time.
And our second look confirmed the referee's decision. 22-16. UTSA still 3 points away. That's going to go to UTSA.
Yeah, but McCorkadale, I think she wished she could get that back because the ball was going out, but she just got, unfortunately, a small touch on it.
So the Roadrunners are 2 points away. And Leela Raldi will serve. Texas State won the first 2 sets. UTSA is 2 points away from sending us to a 4th set. Now 1 point away.
We really haven't talked about her much this match, Lynn, but I just want to make mention of Laura Whalen back here, the libero for Texas State. I mean, she has just really been what's kept them, even in this set, alive with her defensive skills.
You saw some of it right there. And Jawasko doing the same thing on the back line for the Roadrunners. We are going to a fourth set. UTSA, after losing the first two, 25-20 and 25-22, wins set number 3. Set point goes to UTSA, and the biggest margin of victory belongs to the Roadrunners after 3 sets. Set number 4 straight ahead.
33 years ago, our goal was simple. Build the best vehicles and once a year offer them with special savings. Today, it's an American tradition. Toyotathon is back, and now's the time to get the Toyota you've been waiting for. Get 0 APR on a new 2011 Tundra, plus huge cash back for a total of over $7,800 in savings. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a complimentary maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Others have tried to copy it, but in the end, there's only one Toyotathon. The biggest and best sales event of the year is going on now.
So your policy looks good. Is there anything else?
Why'd you buy my husband a Falcon?
I didn't buy anyone a Falcon.
Saved us a lot of money on auto insurance. I used that money to buy a Falcon. Ergo, you bought me a Falcon.
You should get a Falcon. Most people who switch to State Farm save on average about $480. What they do with it, well, that's their business.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually.
Another reason people switch to State Farm.
Call your local State Farm agent or visit us at texas.statefarm.com.
Get to a better state. Years of practice, dedication in and out of the classroom, stamina, persistence, sacrifice. It all leads to this moment. Champions win here. Don't miss the 2012 NCAA Division I Football Championship game, January 7th. For information, visit ncaa.com/tickets.
You belong at a university where opportunities abound, where fun happens both inside and outside the classroom, at a place where you're taught by professors, not graduate students. You belong at a university that over 11,000 students call home, and where the programs offered are as unique as you are. You belong at the University of Central Arkansas. Learn how at uca.edu.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas. UTSA has a 25-16 win to its credit in the third set after losing the first two, and we play on with the top 2 seeded teams in the Southland Conference Volleyball Championship Tournament. And let's keep an eye on number 2 in the dark uniform. Kelsey Jawasko is closing in on a record.
You're right, Len. Right now, she's got 2,279 digs. The next dig will actually put her leading digs for UTSA, record-breaking for that program. So that's a great, great accomplishment for her. I guarantee we'll see that in this set. There's just no question about it. So once again, she's at 2,279, needs one more to get to 2,280 to be the dig leader for UTSA all-time.
There she is right there in the orange libero jersey. Kelsey Jawasko closing in on a record. Jawasko chasing it, couldn't get to it.
Malloy in the net is what they just called there.
Texas State with a 1-0 lead. Jenny, you played this game a few seasons ago. Folks who don't think this is a contact sport are mistaken. These ladies come away from a match like this with bumps and bruises and floor burns and all sorts of maladies.
Correct. And the contact, a lot of times, Lynn, is you and the floor. Let's be honest about that. But, it's a fantastic sport. I absolutely love it. Loved it as a student athlete and coaching and all the above.
Amber Calhoun with that last blast for the point, and Texas San Antonio gets on the board, trailing 2-1 now in the fourth set. Dempsey Thornton is serving. Ooh, that's powerful. Blocked back for the point.
Great set block there by Husky. And I mean, clearly that's a bit of a wall when you've got Husky and Walls there, up on that block. Or I guess it was Malloy, Husky and Malloy.
3-2, Texas State. Danielle Sanchu will serve. Blocked, but out of bounds. 4-2, Texas State. Sanchu serving again. The defensive specialist out of San Antonio by way of Ole Miss. There's that hustle you just talked about from Jawasko. Ooh, nothing that Thornton could do with that. Just too much power and too much accuracy.
Great attack.
Watch Hilbin. Quick swing. And a powerful result, 5-2. Texas State. Jawasko again from the back line. Was that in? Yes, it was. Brittany Malloy with the point.
So clearly Jawasko has now surpassed the record for UTSA. Great accomplishment for this phenomenal player.
Couple of digs in that last series. That's a net violation, I believe. Yes. A double touch. UTSA will get the point. And Jawasko is serving here. Texas State by 1. That's in. Texas State by 2. You've got a millisecond to make a decision whether to play the ball or let it go when it's headed with that much velocity and that angle on the back line.
And Toth has hit that position a lot in this tournament. The cross court deep. It's really kind of seemed to be her shot, at least for this tournament.
Rachel Doyle serving. Blocked for the point. Put back by McCorkadale.
It's amazing, Len. I mean, she plays so big at the front, at the front net. She's 5'7" and plays a lot bigger than that.
Talk about playing pretty big. Mackenzie Adams. Seven, 5, fourth set. Texas State won the first two. UTSA won the third one, 25-16, the biggest margin of victory. That is in. Point UTSA. Watch Swertlick here. A very close call on the sideline.
Very close, but our linesmen, as we talked about earlier, just with our up and down officials, have just done a great job of being so consistent this tournament. Great block.
Elise Husky. She's not big by volleyball standards either at 5'11". 7 each.
I guess nowadays you're correct about that, Lynn.
That was tall when you were playing, wasn't
I'm
it?
very tall.
Hilbin just too good. 8-7 Texas State. Watch number 10. That setup was just perfect for Hilbin. This will have to clear the net, and it does. The tip kept alive by the Roadrunners. They'll get another chance, and it's hit too long.
But looking at that rally lane, both sides just do such a great job of keeping the ball in play. Whether it be, one arm here or whatever the case may be, they just do a great job of keeping it in play.
Ooh, Mackenzie Adams got one served right on her lunch plate.
And that is probably the most fired up we've seen so far today. I think they want to come back. They want to send it to 5. That was the most excitement I've seen on her so far. That's great.
9-8, Texas State by 1. UTSA serving. That's in.
And that's what Texas State needed to do there, to not, to try to keep UTSA from getting that momentum. I think this will be a tight set.
It has been so far. Ashley Hilbin serving with a 2-point lead. Adams slams another one down. 10-9. UTSA collects the point. You just can't put it right there for Adams. She is too good, too strong, too quick, too powerful, and too much court savvy. And she'll get a little rest here because UTSA will insert Becca Stark as the server.
Interesting. We really haven't seen Becca play at all this tournament, Len. So we'll see what she's got.
Nice serve to the back corner. That's kept alive beautifully by Husky. Husky again. Blocked back for the point. This play at the net is inspirational by both teams.
It's so exciting to watch. I mean, both sides just do such a great job.
McCorkadale and Calhoun combining on the block point, but the service error by McCorkadale. Texas State has not had many of those this afternoon. That was a costly one. 11-10 as Swertlick will serve for UTSA. This is the 4th set. Texas State leads 2-1. Calhoun tried to sneak in the tip. It didn't work. And Walls made her pay for it. $11 each in set number 4. Swertlick serving again. (12-11) Texas State. How many times have we called out Amber Calhoun's name?
Not surprising at all.
Wasco kept that wicked serve alive, but the point goes to Texas State. 13-11. 3 points has been the biggest difference in this tightly contested 4th set. Right now, Texas State has a 2-point lead and a 2-1 lead. That is a wicked serve. And now a three-point lead for Texas State. Watch this serve from Lindy DeGeer. Toth slammed it down. DeGeer will be serving after the timeout. 14-11, Texas State leads by 3.
And I'm sorry, Len, but I was just going to make a mention here about Texas State and just their philosophy in general. Coach Chisholm really looks at this program as a family. Any transfer that comes in, any freshman that comes in, that's the number one thing they talk about is you're expected to be a part of a family. There are no individuals on that team. That's how they play. Everyone has a specific role. They know what their role is. They accept it. And that's why she's been able to build such a consistently great team every single year. I love that she treats, this as a family. It's not just volleyball. It's everything else that surrounds volleyball that's important to her.
And not the least of which is the work in the classroom. Both of these teams demand that these volleyball players be student athletes. Our Southland Conference men's and women's basketball tournament will be held at the Merrill Center in Katy, Texas again this year, March 6th through 10th. You talk about some wall-to-wall basketball. You get to see the men and the women back-to-back play. It's about as much as anybody can stand over a 4 or 5 day period, March 6th through 10th. Get your tickets. You will enjoy it.
It's such a great tournament, Len. We love going to Katy and love the Merrill Center.
Texas State with the 14-11 lead. Who's going to take it? The point by Amari Deerdorf.
You can see why Amari was first team All-Southland Conference this year. She's had a pretty solid match so far. Clearly we keep talking about Calhoun, but she's doing some great things on the right side.
Amari Deerdorf, a 6'2" sophomore out of Austin, Texas.
And what you saw right there with the great pass, the blockers weren't sure if it was going to go to the right or left, and that's what left the hole open there. And they found it.
That's a critical point for the Roadrunners. Thornton serving. She's got a powerful serve as well. (15-13). UTSA with Thornton serving again. A 6'1" middle and outside hitter. She's a freshman from Corpus Christi. Calhoun. Amber Calhoun immediately turned and gave credit to her teammate for setting it up.
Absolutely, and that's one great thing about volleyball. Even when mistakes or errors are made, there's constant just congratulations and things of that nature and building each other up on each side of the net. And that's just one of the great things about volleyball, I think.
Texas State now leads by 4. The number 1 seeded team is serving. Danielle Sanchu. Whalen again.
Great defense by Whalen.
And the setup for Hilbin. And Ashley puts it down for a 5-point lead.
Great arm swing, but I've got to say Whalen is the reason why Texas State was actually able to keep that rally going.
And did you see the set by McCorkadale? Just perfect.
Yep.
Texas State is closing in on it now, leading by 6, 19-13. We will take a timeout. Can Texas State seal the deal in the 4th set and win the Southland Conference Volleyball Tournament Championship? We'll find out in a moment.
More precious than gold, silver, or even oil, it is the very foundation for life, and it's in short supply. Through Texas State University's River Systems Institute and doctoral programs, critical research is underway to ensure that future generations of Texans inherit freshwater resources that are carefully managed and environmentally sound. Texas State University, the rising star of Texas.
We are the University of Texas at San Antonio.
We are research and discovery.
Education and sports.
We are global economies and the arts.
We are ideas, diversity, and culture.
We're the next big wave.
Cyber technology.
We are a community of scholars.
Achievers and leaders.
We are passion and we are change.
We are Roadrunners.
We are UTSA.
We are the University of Texas
at San Antonio.
We are the University of Texas at San Antonio.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas. As that pet has seen about all it can stand right now, the excitement level has been terrific here in Texas State. Won the first two sets, 25-20, 25-22. UTSA rallied for an impressive 25-16 win in set number 3. Texas State leads by 6, now make it 5 in set number 4. 19-14, Texas State leading Texas San Antonio. Kelsey Jawasko serving for the Roadrunners. Jawasko lets that sail long. 19-15. Laura Groff coaching hard from that Roadrunner bench. And Karen Chisholm looking on as the Texas State coach. (20-15). Amory Deerdorf with the big swing. Texas State 5 points away, leading by 5. I'm not sure what this discussion is about. Was it a substitution? That appears to be what the conversation is. Texas State leads by 5.
And it looks to me, as far as just the level of energy, as we talked about in that third set, UTSA, there was no question about it, had much more energy on their side. No surprise that they took that set, but I will say in the last 5 to 10 points, Texas State really seems to be coming on strong.
Jenny, I think it's either a substitution question or perhaps a timeout question, but I can't think of anything else they might be discussing. Whatever it is, I think both coaches are now okay with the rendering. Well, it now is 20-14, so a point was taken away from UTSA. Maybe there was some sort of scorebook problem, but I didn't detect one. But the scoreboard has been reset to 20-14, Texas State leading by 6, so we resume play here in the fourth set. Now it's 20-15 on the block point. Mackenzie Adams again, showing her strength at the net. Megan Wimbish will serve. She hits the floater. Too much power from Ashley Hilbin. If it's not Calhoun, it's Hilbin.
That's how it's been this match.
21-15. Texas State closing in on the Southland Conference Volleyball Tournament Championship. Lindy DeGear gets it in gear for Texas State. 22-15.
And DeGear really has had a solid tournament as well.
Yes, she has. The Bobcats are within 3 of following a regular season championship with a tournament championship. Not so fast, though. Well, they say that one was out. 23-15.
It was close, but it was out. It was close.
Texas State within 2. Whalen serving. Mackenzie Adams gets the much-needed point. That kept this set from going to match point. Watch Adams wind up and just blast one off the Texas State player on the sideline. 23-16. Husky serving. That's out. 23-17. Three-year letter.